Scheduling plays a critical role in how work gets done across your organization. When schedules are clear, consistent, and built with the right guardrails, teams can operate with confidence and stay focused on execution. Advanced scheduling helps you plan ahead, make changes, and maintain reliable coverage while ensuring the right people are scheduled into the right roles. It also gives employees the ability to engage with their schedules responsibly, supporting flexibility without sacrificing control as work moves forward. Let's begin by taking a look at the Scheduling Manager's Dashboard. This dashboard is designed to support efficient day-to-day schedule management by bringing the most important scheduling activities into one place. It gives you a clear view of what's happening across your schedules so that you can take action quickly as needs change throughout the day. From here, you can create and update schedules. You can also identify open shifts that still need to be filled. And this dashboard helps you understand how scheduled hours are being allocated across different jobs or departments. You will also have quick access to see who is scheduled to work today, along with shortcuts to existing schedules, making it easy to review or make updates without having to navigate away from the dashboard. And remember, this dashboard is fully configurable, so the tiles and information that you see can be tailored to match how you manage scheduling across your organization, helping you to stay focused on what matters most. So now let's walk through how a scheduling manager can create a new schedule for an upcoming week. This brings us to the Scheduler homepage, which is your starting point for schedule building. From here, you have quick access to your most recently posted schedule, along with the tools needed to support ongoing schedule creation and workforce planning. You can also manage shift qualifications to help ensure that the right people are scheduled into the right roles, with scheduling rules applied automatically as schedules are built. Those same rules can also be incorporated into templates, making it easier to build consistent schedules week over week without starting from scratch. Templates can be tailored for different locations or teams, making it easier to apply consistent scheduling patterns while still accounting for operational differences. Essentially, schedule templates help automate consistent scheduling and save time by allowing you to define standard schedule patterns that can be reused week over week or month over month. This is especially helpful for organizations with predictable staffing needs where schedules tend to follow a consistent structure. So once a template is created, it can be automatically generated and posted on a recurring basis, reducing manual effort and helping ensure schedules are created on time and consistently across the organization. So with our scheduling templates in place to support consistent workforce planning, the next step is to start from what's already working. So rather than jumping straight into a blank schedule to get started, we can begin by reviewing the most recently posted version, using it as the foundation for what comes next. So once the current schedule has been reviewed, planning ahead is simply a matter of moving the schedule forward. Using the date navigation at the top of the page, we can shift into the next scheduling period while keeping the same structure and rules in place. So now you can decide how you would like to build your schedule. You can start completely from scratch, or you also have the option of importing a new schedule. This will allow you to decide if you would like to use a schedule template or leverage a previously published schedule as a baseline. Now, volume-based scheduling is also available when staffing needs are driven by forecasted demand, helping align staffing levels to expected business needs when that level of planning is required. And then once you have selected your starting point, you can determine how shifts should be handled. Whether you want to assign the same shifts to the same employees, keep the same shifts but reshuffle assignments, or leave shifts open to be filled later. In this example, let's use a previously published schedule. and then let's intentionally leave the shifts open. This will give us the flexibility to review the schedule and then decide how the shifts should be filled, either manually or automatically using our scheduling rules. Now, we chose to use a previously published schedule, which will extend what was already working with our last schedule into the next scheduling period, allowing us to adjust only where changes are needed. It keeps schedules consistent while reducing the time and effort required to build them. In this schedule, open shifts are surfaced here at the top, making them easy to identify and manage at a glance. This immediately highlights where coverage is still needed before assignments are finalized. So from here, open shifts act as clear planning placeholders so you can decide how and when they should be filled. However, manually assigning every open shift isn't always the most efficient approach, especially at scale. So instead, we can also auto-assign to fill these shifts in bulk. This will allow the scheduling rules and eligibility to guide assignments while significantly reducing manual effort as the schedule comes together. When we auto-assign the shifts, the schedule takes a few moments to populate. During this process, the system evaluates each employee's availability, qualifications, and where they are eligible to work, so assignments are made based on real operational constraints. At the same time, advanced scheduling rules are applied in the background to prevent conflicts and violations. These rules act as guardrails, helping ensure schedules are built consistently and responsibly. So for example, rules can manage daily or weekly hour limits, helping reduce the risk of unintended overtime as the schedule comes together. And once the schedule is populated, we land in our weekly schedule view. This gives us a complete picture of the coverage across the entire scheduling period, making it easy to confirm that shifts are filled, rules have been applied, and labor is distributed as expected. As we refresh our schedule, we can see the total scheduled hours, any remaining unfilled hours, and we also have visibility into the labor costs associated with this schedule. This view supports informed decision-making by allowing scheduling managers to assess coverage and cost at the same time. So if needed, budgets can also be applied to help manage and control labor spend before the schedule is finalized. Now, this schedule has been organized by cost center to get better visibility into each location, department, or job. This allows scheduling managers to scan coverage patterns, compare staffing levels, and quickly identify if there are any areas that may need adjustment, without having to drill down into individual shifts. You're also going to notice that these shifts are color-coded. This makes it easier to quickly distinguish between different shift types and spot patterns or exceptions at a glance. Even when the schedule has been auto-assigned, it is common to make small, targeted adjustments before posting it for employees. So in this example, let's say that we need to add an additional shift. Here we are taken to our shift management panel, and this is where scheduling managers can quickly make targeted adjustments when needs change. So from this panel, you can add a single shift on the fly, or you can create multiple shifts at once without interrupting the rest of the schedule. So using this days selector, you can apply the same shift across multiple days, or you can limit it to just a specific date, depending on your situation. This keeps shift creation flexible while avoiding repetitive work. Next, we will want to define the coverage that is needed by entering in the start and end time. Next, we will need to define where the shift applies. So we will choose the cost center, along with the skill that is required for this shift, ensuring that the shift is aligned to the right part of the business. And if your organization uses credentials or certifications, those can also be applied here as well. helping ensure that only qualified employees are eligible for this shift. You can also give this shift a clear name, such as day shift, making it easier to recognize and manage once it's added to the schedule. Now, within the assignment section, you can control how many people are needed for this shift and how they should be filled. This gives the scheduling manager flexibility to scale quickly while still keeping assignments aligned to rules and eligibility. If multiple people are needed, you can create and fill several identical shifts at once. So, for example, if 5 employees are required, you can use the auto-assign feature, which will allow the system to immediately place 5 qualified people into those shifts based on their availability, skills, and scheduling rules. So this is an efficient option when speed and consistency are priorities. Alternatively, shifts can be created and left open. This allows employees to volunteer or pick up additional work later, giving teams flexibility without committing assignments right away. And when you already know who should work the shift, you can manually select 1 or more employees from a list of qualified employees. This isn't limited to a single assignment. You can assign multiple employees at once, making it easy to handle larger staffing needs while maintaining full control. So in this example, we'll select an employee to fill this shift. Here we are presented with a list of qualified employees who are both available and eligible to take this shift. The system has already applied scheduling rules in the background, so only qualified options appear by default. So this helps prevent scheduling violations before they happen. This Others view shows employees who were evaluated but filtered out. This is where you can see how the rules are working behind the scenes, checking for things like eligibility, overlapping shifts, time off, or potential overtime. So rather than guessing, the system makes it clear why someone isn't fit for this shift. So back on the qualified list, we can confidently select an employee knowing that the assignment aligns with availability, skills, and scheduling rules. Once the employee has been selected, the shift is ready to be added to the schedule. Now, before we hit save, it's worth noting that this shift can also be saved as a template. This allows you to reuse the same shift details later instead of recreating them each time. So as you can see, this new shift has now been added to the schedule. And now scheduling managers can continue refining the schedule by adjusting existing assignments directly from this weekly view. And selecting any shift on the schedule opens a quick action card, providing immediate visibility into the assignment and allowing changes to be made without navigating away from the schedule. So from here, shifts can be copied, they can be unassigned, deleted, or managed, all from one place. So when we need to edit a shift, this brings us back to that same shift management experience that we used earlier. So from here, changes can be made to the date or time, required skills, cost center, or even the assigned employee. This consistency keeps adjustments simple and predictable, even when schedules need to change quickly. From this weekly schedule view, managers also have visibility into approved or pending time off requests, and this makes it easier to manage schedules proactively and address potential coverage impacts before they become issues. Any time offs can be reviewed, approved, or adjusted directly from this schedule, keeping all scheduling decisions in one place. And if time off is approved after a schedule has been posted, the system automatically updates the schedule by removing the employee from the shift and creating an open shift that needs to be filled. From there, organizations can decide how those open shifts are handled, whether employees are allowed to pick them up or scheduling managers manage coverage directly. Now, before posting this schedule, there is one more way managers can validate coverage, and that's by switching to the daily schedule view. The daily timeline provides a clear hour-by-hour view of coverage across a 24-hour period. This makes it easy to spot gaps, overlaps, or peak time coverage issues within a single day. So once the schedule has been reviewed, all open shifts have been filled, and any constraints have been addressed, managers can then return back to the weekly schedule view, and they can post their schedule with confidence. After the schedule has been posted, employees can immediately view their schedule through employee self-service, and they will be notified that the schedule is now available. At this point, the schedule moves from planning into execution with confidence that coverage is in place and changes can be managed as needed. And that's where open shift management and employee self-service come into play. So back on our scheduling dashboard, managers have immediate visibility into any open shifts that still need attention. So this tile highlights where coverage gaps exist, making it easy to take action without searching through schedules. From here, we can review the shift details and choose how it should be handled. So if needed, a manager can assign the shift directly to an employee, and the system will only allow selection from employees who meet the required qualifications, helping prevent scheduling violations. That said, assigning the shift manually isn't the only option. Managers can also post open shifts to employees and allow them to volunteer, adding flexibility while still maintaining control. So here is the schedule that included that open shift. You'll notice that that shift is clearly identified here in the Open Shifts panel. And right from here, we can manage how that shift is shared with employees. So from here, we can select the open shift and choose which employees we want to offer it to. Again, the eligibility rules are applied automatically, so the shift is only posted to employees who are qualified and available. So once posted, those employees will receive a notification and can pick up that shift on a first-come, first-served basis. And then any changes made after a schedule has been posted are reflected directly on the schedule, and updates are pushed back to employees automatically, keeping everyone aligned as conditions change. So now let's shift perspectives and take a look at how employees access and interact with their schedules. Employees can access their schedules from anywhere on any device. And right from their dashboard, they will have quick visibility into when they are scheduled to work and when they are scheduled to be off. On this calendar, employees can view their work schedule alongside of any approved time off and company holidays, all in one place. So this makes it easy to understand availability at a glance without having to check multiple systems. And selecting a specific day on the calendar opens a quick view with more detail about that shift or any time off associated with it. And from here, employees can navigate to view their full schedule when they need a broader view. So this is the employee's full schedule view, showing them when and where they are expected to work. Each shift includes the information employees need to show up prepared, including the location, time, and assignment details, so expectations are clear. Employees can also view and pick up open shifts that they are qualified for, giving them more control over their schedules. This helps fill coverage gaps faster without putting additional burden on managers. And if employees need to make a change to their schedule, they can initiate it themselves, either by swapping shifts or requesting coverage. Under the shift swap option, employees will see a list of eligible qualified coworkers that they can request to swap with. Employees can also request coverage for all or part of a shift. Only qualified, eligible employees will be listed here, and the request notifications will be sent out automatically. Any requested changes are routed through an approval process before taking effect, so managers remain in control. By giving employees the ability to manage their schedules responsibly, organizations reduce last-minute disruptions, improve coverage, and support better work-life balance. The result is a scheduling process that works for both managers and employees without sacrificing consistency or control.